That sort of leads us into another little thing I want to talk about in the book, about what I used to do in the summers in Petty Harbour, which was cutting out cod tongues on the wharf. I know exactly what you're thinking. Yum. I grew up in like a little fishing town in the heyday of the inshore fishery, right? Where boats would come one at a time, and fish would come up out of the boats one at a time. We could do every part of the fish kind of got used then. Like, it didn't go into a factory and some got threw away or whatever. Like people took out they'd use the livers for cod liver oil. They'd use the stuff for the stuff in the heads and the cheeks and the backs. And the boys' job was to cut out the cod's tongues. And they end up looking like a little scallop or something. They're quite delicious. But we did it, of course, for money. And so we cut out tongues and we'd sell them to like a supermarket locally or sell them to a restaurant or something. But the best part, the best boondoggle of all is when a busload of mainlander tourists would show up. And then we put on the full-on Oliver Twist show. It was amazing. It was perfectly choreographed. We were all like these, scant, sort of dirty little 10-year-old fellows with raggedy clothes on. And I always send out the cutest little fellow with the fuzziest hat. Hello. What are you doing, my son? Some lovely old lady from Vancouver or something. I'm cutting out cod tongues, man. To pay for my school. Oh. How much are they? And we'd normally get like, anybody sensible would give us like $1 for 2 pounds of them or something. They are $1 each. Yes, I'll take 10 of them, I suppose. I know. Will they be okay in my suitcase all the way back to British Columbia? To this day, I got to meet someone who did it. Got off the airplane in Calgary. Well, we got to be part of what the community was doing was the best part. We got to be part of, when you're a little boy, all you want to be is a big boy, right? You want to hang around, and we got to do it. We got to hang around with big fellas, and we got to live on the wharf and work on the wharf with the men. They came in, they were like superheroes. They could bend steel, as far as we were concerned, and we got to be with them when they were cursing and swearing and telling stories about stuff I cannot tell at an all ages event. I'm actually trying to figure out how I'm going to read this next passage now. I'll use a word like bubblegum. They went to France and made a bunch of bubblegums. A bunch of bubblegums came down to the wharf to meet them. Not bad, actually. But it was great fun. And we got to be down there, and I got chatting to a friend of mine named Con O'Brien. Connor's a wonderful singer and a writer in a band called the Irish Descendants in Newfoundland. You guys know them, they're fantastic. They play down on this way many times. And we were working on a record together, and we started talking about how people from his town, just down the shore of my town, we were probably the last guys to get to do that, because the inshore fishing was over, and then we were kind of the last fellas that got to live that sort of old way of life. We thought we should write a song about cutting out cod tongues. And we got thinking about it, it's like, we couldn't think of a single other song about cutting out cod tongues. I said, well, we gotta do it. This could be the first song ever written about cutting out cod tongues. And last night, I debuted it in Manhattan. And I was like, when is the last time someone had an honest to God first in Manhattan? It's like, this could be it here. I don't know, is it possible there was a cod tongue song sang in Boston? This could be a historical moment, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to make history. Perhaps I'm overstating, right? Now that I have an A-, I've got a heightened sense of self. I never once had before. It's called Not for the Money Alone. On my way to a man, I've done all that I can. I tried every job under the sun. But how I dearly enjoyed when nearly us boys convened for the cutting out tongues. It was the thrill of my life when I first held a knife and was told I could join in the gang. Making cash of my own with a bucket and stone makes a lad feel like more of a man. The work, it was hard from daylight to dark, especially considering our age. But when I was a kid, that's what everyone did, on the beach and the wharf and the stage. We'd rush and we'd hurry through old guts and gurry. They were slippery and smelly old days. The money we got when the tables were topped, but I think we earned more than our pay. It's not for the money alone. We wetted and sharpened and honed with an old knife and steel at the tables we deal. It's not for the money alone. Oh, the air of that place on a hot summer day was hard on the senses of some, but I never minded. My nose had been blinded by a fine time and work getting done. Now there's no smell at all from the spring to the fall, no loads to the gunnels to cheer. I look at my son, I think of the fun that he'll never have around here. It's not for the money alone. We wetted and sharpened and honed with an old knife and steel at the tables we knew. It's not for the money alone. Oh, don't get me wrong, not everyone longs to join me as I reminisce. But just to be clear about what I'm stating here, it's not just the dollars I miss. It's that boys seldom roll down the banks to the cold. We young lives are no longer entwined, or to sharpen and hone, or the leather and foam with a pail and a steel and a knife. It's not for the money alone. We wetted and sharpened and honed with an old knife and steel at the tables we knew. It's not for the money alone. We wetted and sharpened and honed with an old knife and steel at the tables we knew. It's not